Good morning everyone, and welcome to a very cold, you'll never guess where, Perthshire in Scotland. Shock horror. Dead ahead we've got medieval Marty Detectorist there, beautiful sunrise in the background, and it is cold. Not Canadian cold, but cold enough. But look at this for dedication. Marty and me were out. We're both on the XP Goldmaxx Power V4. A wee shout out to XP and to Regton. We noticed that you're dishing out metal detectors. The new Deus II. We're here. Give us a shout. We'll put it through its paces for all the metal detectorists in Scotland. Just drop us a message, we're happy to help. Probably just 3 or 4 machines would do us nicely. But in the meantime, we are on this stubble field. It was a pretty productive field. We got, if you remember, we got masses of lead seals, these flax seals off this field. I mean, more than 20 in the space of just a few days earlier in the year. And it's had a cut. The farmer's been out and he's trimmed off all the weeds. Marty's already into a signal, and it's also produced a few hammered coins, so fingers crossed. Let's see what we get. Great news is I've got the tripod out today because there's no wind, so I don't need my headphones, which unfortunately plug in, so it gives me 2 hands to show you these magnificent finds. This one had quite a lot of these. I'm guessing tractor. Got this wee funny groove in the bottom, and yeah, agricultural of some description. On to the next. Well, we've got finally a reasonable signal. Well, not amazing, but we'll see what we get, and it's been quite quiet up until now, so fingers crossed. So is it going to be more junk or something better? Let me get the tripod sorted. It's about here somewhere. Oops. Tighten up the tripod. Right. Am I going blind? Seems to be here. Must be in there. There it is there, look. Oh, put it in the shot. Looks like lead. Is it a seal? Wouldn't be surprised if it is. It's definitely looking slightly circular, but it might just be a little fragment of lead. Let's give it a wee rub up and see. And there we go. Can't see any sign of decoration or lettering. I think it's just a little fragment of lead. But it's a find, and sometimes that's a sign of better things to come. Back in the old days, lead was the equivalent of sort of plastic today. It was literally used in everything, so it's a good sign of occupation, and it's got that sort of white colour to it, so it's been in the ground for a while. Fingers crossed for more. So just 10 metres away or so, and Martin's got a bit of lead as well, but he thinks his
right in the middle.
He thinks his is a lead seal, and he is correct. There is some writing on it. E-C-K-O-N possibly, but can't make out the first words, but it looks like a lead seal. You can see where the ribbon or the string would have gone through, and it's been folded around it. Stockton maybe, I don't know, but age wise Normally these are in the 17 into the 1800s. Sometimes they're associated with flax. It was brought over to be milled into linen, and other times it's things like manure, almost like early advertising seals. But it's a find, first of the day for both of us. Well, it sounded like iron, blew my ears off. It was literally just, you can see there, I mean, I barely took the surface off. Top centimetre, and it sounded like iron. Normally I wouldn't have dug it, but I just thought, ah, it sounds like it's just under the surface, so let's see what we get. And I think this might be quite old. I think this might be part of a stirrup from a horse. So let's give it a wee rub-a-dub on the trousers and the jumper. See if we can figure out for sure. Well, there we go. So you can see it would have been a sort of wishbone shape. Would have had a wee bit at the top here that it would have attached. There'd have been a wee loop or such like. And I think it would have hung like that, because if you think of the shape of your foot, would be your toes would go in here and there'd be a flat bar at the bottom, and then below that, I don't know, maybe spurs. Would you attach the spurs, or would they just go directly onto your heels? I'm not sure. I had a bronze one of these at Detectorist, or certainly copper alloy. I don't remember if it was bronze or copper alloy. I think they reckoned it was 15 to 1600s. This one's made of iron. I don't know if that means it's older or newer, but either way, could that be medieval? Or could that be, you know, 15, 1600s? Either way, it's got a fair bit of age to it. Not something that I know a lot about, so if you know, comment below. Okay, we've got another digger, and because of the power of the tripod, I can do a wee live dig. Sounds alright. I don't think it's going to be a coin, but let's see. Sounds a wee bit better now. I dug in the wrong place, quite possibly. Put that out and then we'll pinpoint. Nope, that's it there. It's a piece of coke, I think. It is. So that, ladies and gents, is a hot rock. So it's a piece of mineralised, sort of, I don't know what they are, charcoal. It's very, very light. And gives off a magnetic signal, even though it's not made of metal. You get a few bits in this field, probably from the old mill that used to be here back in the day, but there we go. On to the next.